Windows Cold as Ice by
I know
Foreigner.
that song very well.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sims TV.
Nacho fries.
Wait,
And-
pause.
More importantly, is that a baby? I see like a head.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday, the 29th of May. Tonight on Sims TV, we have the Millennium Roundtable. Too many guests to name, so we're just going to jump right in. Here's Sims.
That mustache looks so good.
It's so bad. I shaved the beard, and I was like, I'll come back and trim up the rest. And I came in the house, and my wife was like, you have a mustache?
I thought about doing one of these. Can you see it? It's like the old late 90s goatee.
Yeah, I wanted to do the Wolverine, but I got lazy.
Oh, I've done the Wolverine. It looked like if they cast Seth Rogen in it or something. It was terrible. It was bad. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Pretty exciting episode we had last week.
Yeah. These Friday night ones are pretty wild and rowdy.
They are getting rowdy, and we're gonna keep doing them on Friday nights. Just got to keep coming up with more topics. Yeah, and if you're watching, I'm Steve Sims. This is Sims TV, and this is my counterpart and colleague, Mr. Mike from Pittsburgh. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us. Mullet Mike, Mike Haywood, Fat Mike, you name him. That's his name. He's here with a mustache Mike. That could have been yours today.
No, I just went back to the Fat Mike.
Went back to Fat Mike. How did you get that name originally?
Everybody's name. I was born in '84, so everybody in the '80s was named Mike. So I played a lot of sports growing up. My football coach in like 5th or 6th grade, we had like 6 or 7 Mikes on the team. He was like, "You're running back Mike. You're whatever Mike," and he looked at me and he goes, "You're Fat Mike." And from then on, since I was like 12, it's stuck.
It was a different time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You definitely can't do that now. Point at the kid and just call him Fat Mike.
I remember when I met you in college. You were like, "I'm Fat Mike from Texas," and you had a real strong accent. Real strong accent.
Well, yeah. I've been here since '03, so it kind of. I didn't grow up in Texas. I wasn't born in Texas, but being down there, it definitely grows on you.
Do you? I had to mute it for a second. I got planes landing. You can hear the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm at the airport.
I'm bringing them in right now.
You're bringing them in. You used to work for an airline, right?
I did. Yeah, the unnamed airline with 2 A's.
Yeah, never heard of them. Actually, there's a couple of them, so that's actually great. All right, well, we got an exciting show for you. You said it. You were born in '84, so this is perfect for you. You're right up the late '90s, early 2000s alley, and we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, including music, movies, television, general stuff. Someone even before the show said they want to touch on 9/11. I don't know. It might go there tonight. It might get deep. So we'll see.
I remember being in school during that and kind of the events that kind of unfolded.
I remember that too, and I have very vivid memories of like people's expressions on their faces, and like it's very weird. And we maybe will get to it, and we'll let the trolls and the commenters comment on it as well. But let's get things started. They're returning for their second week, ladies and gentlemen. They won the couples challenge last week. They showed Karen a thing or two about being married. They definitely showed John and Terica a thing or two about being married. Ladies and gentlemen, give your warm welcome, a round of applause, a hello and a toast to Justin and Annabelle.
Woo!
Hello, guys. How you doing? Cheers.
So glad to be back.
How's your week been as the reigning champs of Sims TV's Couple Challenge?
We're basking in the afterglow. We haven't been able to do anything.
Everybody on the internet knows who we are now.
The fans. There are fans lining up outside our door.
People do know who you are now. It's kind of crazy. Like, we had someone write on the Sims TV guide page, who won, and then I think she was kind of bummed that you guys won.
Well, fuck her.
I think she was rooting for Karen, to be honest with you.
We get it. Everybody wants the new kid on the block, but
That's why I don't go on social media. I don't need to deal with the haters.
You don't need to deal with the haters. The haters are gonna hate, and the ain'ters are gonna ain't.
That's wise words.
Exactly. Annabelle, someone said cool shirt. Why don't you tell us what are you wearing?
I'm wearing Rugrats with Tommy and Reptar and Angelica and Chucky. So good times.
What, and was Rugrats late 90s or more early 90s?
It was early 90s. I think they came out in 91.
Okay, but they're still on, so they've been around for a while.
Yeah, for sure. They came out with all those movies and everything. Rugrats forever.
They did a fast forward too when they grew up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awkward because they gave them adult bodies, but still their baby faces.
I know how that is. But anyway, Justin, what are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing gray T-shirt by H&M. Thank you for asking. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that comment was directed by my shirt, but I didn't want to steal her thunder.
Well, yeah, I think the gray is very cool, dude. It's very cool. And we didn't even ask Fat Mike, what's on your shirt?
It's the hugger again. Listen, you're lucky I have pants with a button on right now.
We're lucky you got pants on. I'm wearing my
Are you a hugger, Mike?
What happened?
Are you a hugger?
I got yelled at for wearing this on a couple episodes ago for you can't hug during the virus.
Yeah.
It was clean. It was clean, fresh out of the laundry. I just threw it on today.
But you can hug at home.
You can hug your kids.
Yeah.
And you guess who else is hugging right now? Karen is watching live from Hawaii. So there's some hugging going on there. Glad to see that Karen and Kara and Darren are hitting it off. All right, let's go to our next guest. This is my high school buddy. I've known him for a long time, longer than anyone on here. He's a wild man. He knows quite a bit about the late 90s and the early 2000s. My indie film cherry was popped with him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adam Novak.
Hey, everyone. Steve, everyone, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Adam?
I'm doing all right. We're doing okay here in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. It was a little muggy today. The social distancing has come to an end, I think. So, well, not the social distancing, but the stay-at-home order. So it's a new day here in our nation's capital.
I was like, you guys are moving really fast if social distancing is coming.
Yeah, you can just lick someone's eyeballs now, and it's fine.
Yeah, well, Fat Mike knows where he's moving because he's a hugger.
Adam, you'll fit right in, Fat Mike.
We're so glad you're joining us. You were on the show a couple weeks ago. The plan was to talk about things from the late 90s and the early 2000s, but we just told stories of high school that only my dad enjoyed. Yeah,
we just read our yearbook to a bunch of people who do not care. It's everyone's nightmare.
It was a good Saturday show. That was probably the day I decided that this is a Friday only show, but hey, it was great. And so we wanted you to come on because you know a lot about this stuff, but also you are, when it comes to pop culture, and even just when we were younger in high school, you kind of are the encyclopedia with pop culture, and I think that's really great.
Well, I think it's limited to certain eras, but I think you should not sell yourself short. You always had a deep knowledge of it. And Steve, you always saw your own life in very cinematic terms. And I think that's to be commended, especially because growing up in Westmoreland County in the late 90s was so boring. And you just saw it as it's its own very own Dawson's Creek series, just centered around me.
It still is. We're in the Rugrats episode that fast forwarded. Well, Adam, we're glad you're joining us. What are you drinking? Is that Bud Heavy?
Yeah, I'm a Bud Heavy guy. I used to be a Pabst guy, but now I'm a Bud Heavy guy, and I think it's the right transition for me at this point in my life.
And we didn't ask Annabelle and Justin, but what are you guys drinking?
We got a bottle of wine.
It says Red Blend.
Is it from France? It's from
Ralph's supermarket.
The Ralph's in France.
The under $10 section.
That horse wine, that's a supermarket staple.
That is a supermarket staple. All right, well, let's go to our next roundtable guest. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a friend of mine. He's an actor. He's a man of many trades. He's great. I love him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vince Eustace. Hey, Vince.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me.
Hey, man. Thanks so much for being on the show. I'm sorry, I got a lot of planes are flying in, and it's too hot for me to close my windows, so everyone just has to deal with the planes.
No worries.
Thank you, Vince. Sorry for your intro to be blocked by a 747. How's it going, man? You're rocking the Spurs jersey?
Yeah, I don't have many clothes from like the 90s, early 2000s, but I do have this David Robinson replica jersey from back in the day. Spurs are my favorite team. They actually won a couple times from like the era that we'll be talking about, so I figure it's appropriate, I guess, to be wearing it.
That's great. Well, Vince, we're glad you're on, and you've been invited, Vince, because I've been wanting to get you on the show for a while. We've worked on a lot of different projects and sketches together. And then when Adam and I did our show a couple weeks ago, you and my dad, I think, were two of our 4 viewers, and you were really into it. And I was like, well, if we're going to do this roundtable, then we got to get Vince on. So, Vince, welcome to the roundtable. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Can Vince dunk is the question the fans want to know.
How tall is the basket?
And you have a secret fan. Yay, Vince. So
that's my sister. She actually let me borrow the laptop. Otherwise, I probably would not be here right now because my technology is not. And that's my wife, so
I wasn't going to say secret fan to that one. So there we go.
Acceptable in the looks.
Well, we don't want to hold up this roundtable any further. Let's get to our last guest. He's a dear friend of the show. He's been on here many times since our early days. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Dylan Sterndust Stern.
What?
There you go. Get into the spirit. Dylan, and I think Dylan, even though I love Annabelle's shirt, you might have won the shirt contest.
I got the Macho Man, ooh yeah,
oh wow,
shirt.
Yeah.
I think it's late 90s. I think it's period appropriate.
Well, we know he was alive in the late 90s. That's for sure.
Right.
Dylan, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you guys?
Pretty good. I mean, I'm good. Everyone else seems to be chipper and wonderful. Everyone, what are you drinking?
Well, I got a Golden Road mango cart, and then I've got a Modelo waiting in the wings, just in case.
And are you still eating that sushi?
No, I literally just finished slamming. Sushi came 5 minutes before we were going to go on, and I was like, I got to slam all this sushi. So,
and just so everyone knows, we do not serve sushi in the Sims TV green room.
We didn't get it.
Or marshmallow shooters.
Or marshmallow shooters. We serve grilled cheese sliders with a cup of tomato soup. All right, so let's get on with the show. We're going to start out asking the audience a quick question. Audience, what would you like to hear first? Would you like to know about music? Would you like to know about movies? Would you like to know about television? Or would you like to know about general things from the Millennium era?
the whole show is going to be about 9/11.
The 9/11 episode.
Or our dark horse.
Let's get real.
Let's get some conspiracy theories out there.
It might get to I encourage everyone, if you're watching, to definitely be drinking. It makes it, as I'm knocking my beer over, it makes it a lot more fun. And Kara, we'll go to the comments while everyone's deciding. But Kara says Diz is rocking his Fallout Boy hair.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And Caitlin wants to hear comments are coming too fast. Caitlin wants to hear movies. And Stephanie wants to hear potent potables.
No, like SNL, yeah.
And I think Travis wins with the 912. So let's start with movies for Caitlin. Let's start with movies. I mean, we all of us are around the same age. We're in our mid 30s. Not to be an ageist, but we all were born in the early to mid 80s. We were in middle school, high school, mainly high school in the late 90s, early 2000s. When I think of movies, I automatically think to one of the topics we're going to come up, and that's Kevin Smith. And I always got to say, Adam, I remember watching Clerks. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Your brother, who was in college, gave us a copy of Clerks on like a DVR, CRW, and we played it.
It was a DivX.
Yeah,
I think.
I thought it was burned onto a CD.
Yeah, we watched it on a Winamp player.
Oh, well then who knows?
Yeah. I recall watching that. We also got Mallrats on VHS that summer, and then I remember my brother also brought home a bootleg copy of Dogma that like same year, and my mind was blown by the cinematic universe of View Askew.
You know, it was funny, and I want to get everyone else's opinion on Kevin Smith because I was the same way. We saw Clerks, saw Mallrats, saw Dogma, fell in love with it, and then Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back came out in 2001, and we went and saw it the August before our senior year of high school.
That's right.
And it was just great because it was one reference after another, and I just fell in love with everything about this View Askew universe and the Jersey trilogy or whatever you want to call it. Vince, what do you got to think? What are your thoughts on Kevin Smith?
I love Kevin Smith movies. Hold a special place in my heart. When probably a year or two after Clerks came out on video, my dad had seen it and really loved it, and he was like, I was kind of not allowed to watch rated R movies around that time, but I was starting to slowly be like, okay, you can watch this, and my dad was like, hey, I really like this movie. It's pretty out there in terms of like humor, but I think it'd be something that you would like. And I think that secretly he was kind of testing me to see. Obviously, he loves me because I'm his son, but I think he was testing me to see if we could kind of be friends. Because I'm getting to the age where it's like, all right,
Who's my son?
and so we ended up watching the two of us and just laughed our asses off. Like we were crying. And so like one of my favorite memories is watching Clerks with my dad, while my mom was like peeking her head in, like, what are you laughing at? And I think the 37 blowjobs joke was right at that moment.
Vince, I gotta ask, was that the first time your dad said that he loved you after you guys watched that movie? It's the only time he's ever said I love you to you.
Yeah, like I see in his eyes, like there was actually intention there.
And we got the Kevin Smith quotes coming in, which is like a chocolate covered pretzel. 37, which is great. And I mean, that had to have been a little cringeworthy when you're with your dad and he's like trying to suck any dick in the parking lot. I mean,
oh no, we lost it. We thought like at that point, like we were cool. And then we'd watch the rest of them. And I think it led up to the point where we could watch them all on video. And then by the time Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, it was in theaters, and we went to the theaters to see that together. And so we kind of had, I think once I went to college, like we kind of stopped watching them together, and unless like we were rewatching them again. But like I guess the first bunch was good father-son bonding time.
I just do want to address, the audience is wondering, where's the drinking game portion of this webinar? That comes from Kara. I break quarantine Kara Folk and went to Hawaii with Darren, so I'm going to ignore that. But Stephanie also asked, and she at least has a solution, do we make one up? And I think that's a great idea. Let the audience make it up. Every time you hear, every time Fat Mike doesn't speak, just drink.
Non-stop waterfall throughout the whole show.
Annabelle, as the one female in the group, were you a Kevin Smith fan? And you're a couple years younger too.
Yeah, I wasn't a big. I like watched them all, but I wouldn't say that I like. They didn't stick out to me when I watched them. I was telling Justin my story, though, also a dad story. I didn't watch Chasing Amy until I was in college, but one of my like neighbors was like, oh, you haven't seen Chasing Amy? I feel like you'd really like it. You should watch it. And so I'm home during like Christmas break or something, and I either rented it or Redboxed it, whatever we used to do. And I'm watching it. My dad's like, oh, what are you watching? And I'm like, I don't know. One of my neighbors said I would like this movie. And so I ended up watching Chasing Amy with my dad, and which is a lot more awkward, I think, with the daughter-dad thing. And then there's like Chinese finger trap, and like they're talking about fisting. And I was like, oh my God, my dad's just like watching this thinking, why do they think my daughter would like this? And I'm like, oh.
Well, hey, I'm glad that we all, or most of you, were educated with Kevin Smith and your parents. The first R-rated movie I saw with my dad, I was like 7. And it was called Bad Manners. And, oh, don't even ask.
What is that movie?
It was traumatizing. It was just like, there was just like tits everywhere. And I was like,
oh, awesome.
I'm like, this can't be a smart choice, Dad.
Mike is so open-minded.
Oh yeah, good old Mike.
I have a controversial, maybe a controversial opinion on Kevin Smith because I loved Mallrats when I was younger. Really liked Clerks. Loved Chasing Amy. But I do not think that those movies hold up because I've gone back to try to watch Mallrats and it is not very good as an adult.
I agree. I tried to watch Mallrats too, and I was the same thing. I was like, this doesn't hold up like I thought it should.
I'm not surprised to hear that at all. I mean, that's one of the things that makes him charming and compelling is that he's very much of the era he broke out in. But I mean, it all came crashing down badly. He did that terrible cop movie with Bruce Willis, and like,
don't even say Tusk.
Yeah, like whatever Tusk is.
Horrendous.
I said this in the last episode I did with Steve. I'm a big defender of Zack and Miri. I think it was a great movie, and I thought this was his real chance to continue doing comedies and the modern era that it came out in, and it just didn't work. And he is very much captured in the time he came out in. But there's also something to be said about a filmmaker who does capture the era in which they're making art. And so that's to be commended in its own way.
And with that, I do want to chime in. The audience is getting restless, so we are going to play a game as we discuss 90s and late 90s, early 2000s pop culture and 9/11. Darren Karen said, every time you hear the words Patrick Duffy, drink. So what we're going to do is, while you're telling your story or while you're answering a question, if you throw in Patrick Duffy every once in a while, then they have to drink. So
who is Patrick Duffy?
I'm sorry, what?
Who is Patrick Duffy?
From Dallas and Step by Step.
Step by Step.
There were two Patrick Duffys listed there. So.
And he did a bunch of episodes of Family Guy.
He was in Dallas.
You guys watched Dallas?
No, but we gave you Step by Step first.
You watched Step by Step.
I watched Step by Step.
You just don't remember the dad.
I mean, vaguely.
He was like some of the commenters' dads. He just wasn't home. All right, so
hey, hold on. Has anyone seen the Clerks cartoons?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw it like the night it premiered.
I feel like it was good at the time.
Yeah, I have gone back to watch those, and I mean it does. It's kind of, it was good then, but I don't think it was. I don't think those hold up either.
Who is Patrick Duffy? I thought Patrick Duffy was McDreamy.
Is he a different Patrick? I think.
Yeah.
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey, another McDreamy reference. Okay.
Yeah, another McDreamy. And then there's the Mayor McCheesy is McDreamy. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't remember the Clerks cartoon, but I know I probably have it on like a DVD somewhere.
One of the brilliant things they did on the Clerks cartoon is in the second episode, they did a clip show reminiscing on all of their adventures. And they were 2 episodes in.
Well,
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good. What speaking of movies,
I'm on beer number 2, guys, just FYI.
Look at you.
Does anyone have anything else they want to add about Kevin Smith, or because I was curious, and I wanted to go around starting with Fat Mike. Was anyone a fan of the Star Wars prequels?
I have not seen them.
Good for you, Dylan.
So
Dylan, that's great.
This is confused. So. What is considered the prequels? The ones that came out when we were in
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, the George Lucas prequels.
Listen, I don't understand that. The Jar Jar Binks ones, those ones.
Yeah. Those ones.
So that's where it kind of lost me. I mean, I was a fan of the, I guess 4, 5, 6, which came out before this time frame we're talking about. But,
the original trilogy.
Yeah, but once it came into that, and then all these crazy ones now, once a year, whatever they are, they lost me.
That Mike has been lost since
1979.
Annabelle, Justin, what do you think about the prequels?
I mean, I definitely watched them. I don't think I was a fan of them. But at the time, they were entertaining. I think they're also a product of the time they were made in, I think, and they're not to be commended for that.
But I think in the time they were a big disappointment. But when we rewatched them, I was like, they're not that bad.
They're pretty, like, Anakin is so emo, and I mean they're a little, and like, yeah, the Jar Jar Binks character was like supposed to be some kind of comic relief or something, and just doesn't work, falls flat. There's a lot of missteps in those. But we did rewatch them a couple years ago, all of them, all 9 of them or whatever there are now.
What do you guys feel about Patrick Duffy in the Star Wars prequel?
Patrick Dempsey was the one who was in the prequels.
Oh,
Patrick Duffy replaced him for the most recent.
I think this is one of the funniest comments we got. Josh, who lives in Pittsburgh, he lives in an area of Pittsburgh called Mount Washington, says, the Star Wars prequel is still advertised on a soda machine in Mount
That's the most Pittsburgh thing I've ever heard. Fantastic.
And Dange went to episode 2 with Dylan.
Not true. That's not true.
What do you mean it's not true?
I didn't go see episode 2 with Dane.
Dange, he's calling you a liar.
He's singing of the Passion of the Christ. They get mixed up.
Same thing.
Yeah.
How do you get those two mixed up?
No, it's a
I don't
simple.
I could see like the third Star Wars and Passion of the Christ, but the second one?
Right. Episode 2, Passion of the Christ.
Adam and I saw episode 2 together in theaters, and we were excited about it, but we weren't dressed up. And the famous story there that no one cares about is our friend Nick Johnson screaming out the window, "I love Jar Jar Binks," and diehard Star Wars fans getting very upset with him.
Yeah, they didn't go for that.
Dave says you did.
Prove it.
Ooh.
Prove it.
Get those ticket stubs.
Yeah, where's the ticket stub?
Yeah.
Darren says you have to own it. Dylan doesn't want to live a life where he admitted to going to see episode 2.
I don't know why I would lie about that.
Vince, what was your take on the Star Wars prequels?
So I've only seen bits and pieces of episode 1. I saw all of 2 in the theater, and I haven't seen episode 3, but I know like I guess the famous parts, like the no and like you were the chosen one, all that stuff. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. Like, it was cool when I was a kid, and then I watched it again like when I was a teenager, and I just, some reason, never really got into it like around that era. And then I somehow got roped into seeing episode 2, and I didn't even really want to go see it. It was like just overall miserable time. But
did you go with Dange and Dylan to see episode 2?
Yeah.
So someone's getting a phone call. Answer it.
Blowing up.
Yeah, put them on.
I think that's me.
Put it on speaker.
Yeah, let's see him. Do FaceTime right into the camera.
My sister-in-law's computer, so I think it's.
Oh,
Patch him in.
So
Patch
what?
him
Bring him
in.
on the show.
Definitely answer it then.
They're going to be a star.
But yeah, like
George Lucas calling to apologize.
It's calling to cast you.
it's Patrick Duffy. I apologize to the audience. The panel is not doing that well dropping the Patrick Duffy line, but I'm trying.
I'm drinking I'm playing the game. I'm not.
Yeah, are we supposed to drink every time, or the audience? Or
No, everyone's supposed to.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Patrick Dempsey and Duffy.
this bottle of wine's going fast.
Well, good. Then we'll liven things up. All right. Who else wants to talk about Star Wars?
What other movies came out in 2000?
Yeah. What other movies came out around that time?
Office Space. Let's talk Office Space.
Office Space is
Office Space is great.
Office Space does hold up, by the way.
Yes.
I watched that recently. It's very good.
I think there's an argument to say it's the best comedy of that era. The only thing I can think of that might be better is Big Lebowski.
Make the argument, Adam.
Well, I again, like, the thing that we admire about Kevin Smith is it was of the era, and I think that Office Space caught a certain time in our culture where workplace culture was really changing, where you were really chained to a computer. That was beginning.
Still happening.
Yeah, I know, but that was the sort of the start of it, is my point. And it also was the start of these workplace office centers where it was so soulless and soul crushing. And it also used like rap music, and not like pop rap songs, but like pretty hard rap music was part of the soundtrack. That was all very groundbreaking. It was a great comedy, very, very funny comedy.
I have an argument.
We've been on this call for 32 minutes, and this is the third time I filled Annabelle's wine glass. So we are
Slow down, Annabelle.
They're winning.
Dylan, let's hear the argument.
What's the argument?
I do love Office Space, but I wouldn't say best comedy because Wet Hot American Summer came out in 2001, and I feel like that is by far the best comedy.
Wet Hot American Summer is amazing, but it's a really, really weird movie, and I think that Office Space is way more accessible.
Maybe, but I also feel like Wet Hot American Summer came out in the early 2000s and didn't really get popular until 5-10 years later when all of those people are huge stars.
True.
Yeah.
And I feel like it also inspired the modern generation of sort of the alternative comedy. And, you know, it was sort of one of these movies that was flying under the radar for so long. And now like all those people are so...
The amount of A-list stars in Wet Hot American Summer is shocking if you watch it now.
That's crazy.
In it?
I probably watched that more than I've watched Office Space, so I'll give you some points there.
That is true.
Yeah. So we put this up to a vote: Wet Hot American Summer or Office Space?
I'm trying to create conflict with this.
That was a good comeback. No, Dylan, you put me in my place.
Yeah.
What can I say?
I vote Office Space on that one.
I vote
seven of them.
American Summer.
But can you say a movie was like the greatest comedy movie of that era if it wasn't popular until 5 or 10 years after that era?
I can, and I did.
Yes.
You sure did.
I think you can do that because a lot of movies weren't like popular when they first came out and then became classics. So
But was
The Shining didn't catch on until later.
Popular when it came out? Because I don't think that it was.
Yeah, that's true. It caught on video.
Maybe not.
Cable.
I mean, I would say if you're talking like best comedy of that era, it would be the American Pie movies because those were like huge successes.
Yes.
Yeah, or Zoolander. When did that come out?
Or Zoolander.
I do love Zoolander.
2001.
What about Wedding Crashers? Was that too late?
That was 2000.
That was too late. That's mid to late 2000.
Well, you give a thumbs down to Wedding Crashers?
I actually don't know if I've ever seen that movie, but
It's a great movie.
but not. I wouldn't say Wedding Crashers would be the best movie of the generation.
Well, it's certainly not a cinematic achievement, but it was funny.
Okay. Or what's Old School? I feel like Old School was like a
School's great.
That was like 2000.
very popular, like successful movie of the time.
Should we look up what was the Oscar winner
For best comedy.
Do they
For
have
best comedy, yeah.
For best teen comedy.
Traffic.
I don't think anyone can argue with Travis on that one.
Gladiator came out in 2000. That's an awesome movie.
Oh man,
Are you saying Gladiator's the best 9/11 movie?
Hilarious. Gladiator's best comedy of the year 2000.
Best comedy of the year.
Best 9/11 commentary movie of that era.
What about the National Treasure series? I've never seen it.
Never saw it.
I think that starts later too.
I don't know. It might have been then. But I mean, I think late 90s, early 2000s was also the golden era for like teen movies like She's All That and 10 Things I Hate About You and Drive Me Crazy. Every movie that I've seen with your wife, Sims.
10 Things I Hate About You, I would argue, was the best of those teen comedy movies.
10 Things I Hate About You is a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it holds up really well.
Watched
It's
it
funny.
for the first time like
Good.
2 weeks ago.
What was that?
I just watched it for the first time like 2 weeks ago, and it's
think?
good. It was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was very good.
It was good.
I mean, I don't know if I would say it's the best of those movies, but I don't know what my rebuttal would be because I don't think I'm the target audience for those movies.
I have 3 fruit flies in my wine.
Drink them. You gotta drink them. Patrick Duffy.
Patrick Duffy.
Patrick Duffy, that shit.
All right,
what
let's
about-
go to
what
the
about all
comments
the-
real quick. What was that, Mike?
What about all the like the SNL folks that kind of spun movies off? They were all in that big like mid to late '90s, early 2000s, like Sandler,
Like
Spade,
Chris
Farley,
Kattan,
Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Corky Romano
Will
came out
Ferrell.
then.
I mean, those.
Night at the Roxbury came out. Those were all great.
The
All
Blues Brothers.
classic.
I wouldn't classify those
Blues
as
Brothers
I mean, the
2000.
greatest comedies, but I mean, I mean, they're something you can put on and you're always gonna laugh at them.
Yeah.
Meet the Parents came out in 2000.
Oh, I love Meet the Parents.
Meet the Parents was funny.
Actually, I like Analyze This also. I thought is underrated in terms of one of the best
Analyze This? Yeah, I haven't thought about that movie.
comedies around that era.
I haven't seen that since that was a new movie. Oh, hello, dog.
This is Clayton.
Clayton.
He's also got the quarantine hair.
Good for you.
Why don't we? I mean, what would everyone? Let's go around the room. If you had to name your favorite movie from high school that you saw in high school, came out in high school, or around that time, what would it be? Let's start with you there, Adam.
I would say, I'll say I saw it in high school. I will go with The Royal Tenenbaums. I saw it senior year of high school. It's a great movie then. It's a great movie now. It was beautiful. It was groundbreaking in many ways, and I would say that's the best of that era.
Vince?
If it's a movie that I saw in high school that came out while I was in high school, probably Rush Hour, the first one. I like the second one better, but I didn't see that till college, and I was just really big into Jackie Chan movies. I still am, but like that was so awesome to see like him finally kind of break through, and it was a lot of fun.
What about you there, Dylan?
It's tough because I can't specifically remember movies that I saw while in high school, because I would say Wet Hot American Summer, but that's college. So I guess I will go Rushmore, because I think I had graduated when Royal Tenenbaums. I was already in college when Royal Tenenbaums came out. So Rushmore will be my answer.
How about you, Annabelle?
I might say 10 Things I Hate About You.
Hell yeah.
And I also love Heath Ledger.
Clayton?
Clayton wasn't born yet.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Get him off the show. Go ahead.
Nothing to contribute. How about The Matrix?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, good one. How do we leave that out?
I just Googled what movies came out. The Matrix was so cool, and it was rated R, and I think I was like 16, and I went to the movie theater to go see it with some friends, and they were like, "Oh, can we see ID?" And I was like, I'm 16. What do you want? Like, here's my ID. And then they're like, you have to be 18 to see this movie, and they weren't going to let me in. And this guy behind me goes, "I'm his dad." And I turn around, and he's like a big biker guy wearing a leather jacket, and I swear to God, he has like a metal pin here that says "asshole," it's like a name tag on it. I turn around, and I was like, "That's my dad." And then they sold me the tickets, and we got to go in and see the movie.
Wow.
That was another great trilogy that didn't follow through all the way, you know.
I'm going to guess Fat Mike's favorite movie of that era. I'm going to say The Ladies' Man.
No. It was Hot Chick. No. It was I'd probably say Van Wilder.
Van Wilder.
I have nothing else.
I was
just waiting for
I was
one.
hoping you'd take it. The plane was landing still.
There were some good movies, just looking it up. Fight Club.
Oh, yeah. Fight Club.
Oh, I did
Beating
forget
John
about
Malkovich. The movie Election. Election was really good.
Oh, yeah.
The Blair Witch Project came out around that time.
I was going to say Almost Famous.
It's great.
Did that come out then? I thought
Yeah,
that was
2000.
later.
It came out in
Oh.
2000. Yeah, a little Jason Lee, Billy Crudup. All
That
right.
was a good one. I didn't see that till college. That was a great one, though.
That was good. That was
Yeah.
good. All right. Does anyone have anything else on movies, or should we move on to our next topic?
Patrick Duffy.
Mulholland Drive. Mulholland Drive was the best movie of that era. I didn't see it till much later, but Mulholland Drive was the best movie of that era.
Adam would argue that Mulholland Drive was the best movie of the 90s.
Would he argue?
I think it came out in 2001, but like that's when I was in high school.
Sure.
Now you all
no one
know.
brought up, no one brought up American Pie.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier.
Yeah, we did. We did talk about it.
We talked about it. You were
Maybe I didn't pay
sleeping.
attention. All right.
Picked the wrong headset.
The wrong headset. You couldn't hear me.
Headsets 1 through 4.
I didn't cry during Titanic, but I cried during Armageddon. So.
Oh yeah, Titanic was huge.
But when the dad is saying goodbye in Armageddon.
Oh my God, I lost it.
My wife, who just chimed in, has seen Titanic like 67 times on VHS.
Hell yeah.
And Annabelle, who's my wife's best friend, can confirm that.
I can confirm that.
I saw it in the theater with my dad, just me and my dad, which was a really weird choice.
Because of the boobs?
Just because I didn't really, not to get too deep, I didn't spend a lot of time hanging out with my dad ever, and I had no idea why we were going to a movie, just the two of us, to a movie. Absolutely no idea, but we saw Titanic together. It's weird.
It brings people together.
I'll have to ask
and then
him.
rips them apart.
I have to ask him why we did that.
I mean, it was like a pop culture phenomenon. Like,
Yeah, why wouldn't
It
you?
wasn't the plan. It was like, I remember specifically, we showed up to the theater, and it was like, what's starting? Titanic? Okay, we'll see 2 tickets to Titanic. Like, it was just.
Was it your real dad or your biker dad?
Yeah, asshole.
it was Patrick Duffy as the biker dad.
All right, let's move on to music. I need to know right now, what was everyone's, while we're on favorites, and this will bring us into our music topic. What was everyone's favorite concert or music experience growing up in high school? Dylan?
So one of my first concerts was Weird Al, which was perfect.
Wow.
But a funny story from that era, I went to the Warped Tour, and Green Day was playing, and it was like crazy mosh pit, and I'm like in the middle of the crowd, and I can't move, and my arms are stuck, and then there's a girl that's crowd surfing, and she's coming right for me, and her legs are spread, and she's got a big hairy bush, and it's coming straight for my face. And I can't move my arms. That was kind of a weird moment.
Not wearing underwear and her big hairy bush.
Not wearing underwear and just a hairy bush coming at my face.
She planned that moment.
Patrick Duffy.
Patrick Duffy.
Patrick Duffy.
How about you, Fat Mike? What was your band or concert of high school?
I think my first concert, I think I saw the Toadies, maybe.
I used to work with one of the guys.
Split up.
Wait, what was the band?
The Toadies. Toadies.
And Annabelle used to work with the Toadies?
Yes. One of the guys, I forget his name, but he worked with me at Sony, and he was working in like digital media. And one of our other coworkers was like, he was in the Toadies, and she would play the music video. And I was like, oh my God, that's so weird, because he doesn't seem cool at all.
Can you guys enlighten me? I don't know who the Toadies are.
I don't know the Toadies either.
Do you not?
Are the Toadies Toad the Wet Sprocket? Is that the band after?
I don't know.
I know.
They had a big impact on Fat Mike's high school.
That was a joke.
Were...
Scott, Dylan.
I know. Toad the Wet Sprocket, wasn't that a 90s band? Toad the Wet Sprocket?
No idea.
They were.
They were.
They were definitely a 90s band.
So both of you who personally know the Toadies, and you who was your favorite band, can't sing me a Toadies song right now?
No, I was just talking about first concert. That's what I was talking about.
I thought he was going to pull it up. There was like one song.
I'm trying.
Fat Mike's landing a plane while he's doing this. Okay, relax. My first concert was AC/DC, which wouldn't really count for that error. But the band that I was into, and I'm going to get hell for it, I was a huge Dave Matthews Band fan.
Boo.
And they were big in the 90s.
Oh, I know.
Toadies?
Yeah.
I'll turn that off before we get shut off.
Yeah, I knew it immediately.
I don't think anyone's going to shut it. Like, the algorithm's not searching for the Toadies.
I remember that song. So
the algorithm is not searching for the Toadies through Fat Mike's feet.
Ambient Toadies, shut it down.
Annabelle.
They started in Texas, but I mean that's like it was I guess they were probably bigger around me.
Makes sense. My first concert, I grew up in the Bay Area, and we had the radio station was Wild 94.9 was like the hip hop station, and they put on this concert called The Bomb, and it had like I was really into hip hop and rap music growing up, and they had this. I don't even remember who was there because I know for sure E40 was there because that's why we got tickets. And my mom dropped us off, and we went to go see E40 play at the Cow Palace is the name of the venue, which is an awesome name for a venue.
Cow Palace or Cow Patty? What was it called?
Cow Palace. It was called the Cow. I don't know why it was called the Cow Palace, but that was the name of the venue. It was a huge venue. But yeah, it was like all these rap songs, and one of the first CDs I got in high school was Warren G. Regulators. Great album. But I also found on the side of the road Green Day Dookie CD, and that was like it was scratched up like crazy. I found it on the side of the road, and I played the shit out of that.
That's a classic 90s
Yeah.
CD.
Dookie was 94, but I bought that cassette tape, and I'll tell you what, that album, I listened to it last year for the 15 year or the 25 year anniversary.
Is that 94?
It still holds up. It's great.
It's very good. I put on a bunch of 90s music today just to kind of get inspired for the show. And I put on Blink 182 Dude Ranch, which was a really important album for me in 97. And then I kind of went down the rabbit hole, and there's a lot of shitty bands that follow like in the pop punk rock genre of 98, 99, 2000.
Yes, but Blink-182, I resisted at the time. Then as their music gets played on nostalgia stations, they were good. They did have a lot of hits, but the imitations were horrible.
But it was also like I really liked Blink-182, and then they got like super popular, and then it was one of those like, oh, I don't like this band anymore, even though they sound exactly like the other bands that I liked. That I was like, these bands are still cool.
I definitely decided I don't like them, and their songs are super catchy, and I know like every fucking word to them, and I resent them every time it comes on the radio, and I find myself singing along. I'm like mad at myself for it.
Yeah, I just did not embrace that genre, so I was like, I don't like this because I'm too sophisticated, which I wasn't. But
however,
they were good songs.
I saw them this past summer in San Francisco. They were great.
Yeah, they're so great.
I've seen them a bunch.
Fat Mike's on the tour with them. Well, let's keep talking music. You guys remember TRL?
I got a question for you guys.
Yes.
So when while I was doing this deep dive of listening to like the Verve Pipe and Lit and all these songs, like
true story.
You know, all of those songs that you listen to from that era, and you're like, I didn't like the song, but I know every single lyric. My question is, is there that outlet today where is there still mainstream radio, like even like TRL, like you get most of your music from MTV or the radio? Like what is the outlet now? Like are there popular songs now that everybody knows? Because I can't think of any that have come out in the last 5 years.
I'm sure there are. We're just too old and not tuned in. You know, these kids are following they're probably all following the same Spotify playlist or something. And
Vivo.
I don't even know what Vivo is.
It's on YouTube.
I thought Vivo is just playing like old music videos.
They're new music videos.
Oh, they're new. Okay.
Yeah, I think the problem is we're just too old, so we're not like keyed into the cultural consciousness of teenagers these days, and they probably do, but I don't know.
I still love pop music.
Taylor Swift is the most recent artist I can think of where like I'm not really into it, but I know all the songs, I know most of the words, that sort of thing.
As much as it pains me to say, Tekashi 69 is, I think, just broke a record on YouTube or something for like the most views. He beat Eminem for like some video when he just got out of jail for like snitching.
Yeah, I've heard that name before, but why does it pain you to say that?
He's just kind of like a terrible rapper.
No one cares, Sims.
I don't
Put your shirt down.
I don't like him, and hip hop kind of turned on him just because of the whole, like, he was, I guess, allegedly or not allegedly, he was involved in like illegal activity. He got busted, and then he kind of like flipped on. I don't know all the details.
He snitched on everybody. He's got all the
hip hop as a whole has like kind of turned their back on him because they're like, oh, you don't like snitch in hip hop, but like kids don't care. They don't care about that. They just want him to make like ignorant music, and he's kind of like, now he's embraced the whole rat persona. Like even his new video, he like kind of like superimposes like a cartoon rat like on his like face, and
Oh wow!
Like everyone kind of swore his career was going to die after he got out of jail, and he's so far thriving.
I'm sorry, you talking about Patrick Dempsey or Duff?
This is Duff Daddy.
Duff Daddy.
That's funny. I have to change my glass. There's like 8 fruit flies in this glass now. They're just I don't know.
There's
But
none.
you're on Exterminator.
I'm getting really drunk, so I might have to just like let you guys finish this yourself.
We don't have going back to what you were saying with TRL though, Sims. There isn't is there still like a top 10 in music? Like, is that a thing where? Because I feel like in that generation, it was like everybody that you knew would watch MTV, would watch TRL. You knew what the popular songs were like every single week. And is it just because we're not in high school, college, so you're not around it every day, or is it because those outlets don't exist?
But they brought TRL back for a second, and I think I don't know if the pandemic is still there or if it got canceled beforehand, but I know they had, and I watched an episode because there was like an artist I wanted to see on there, and I think I just watched it on YouTube. And it was crazy because if you look at old videos of TRL back when we were kids, everyone's going nuts like all the time, and now I'm sure this way at concerts I've seen too. Everyone's just kind of there with their phone and like recording it and not even getting amped up for it. And I sound like an old man saying this, but God, I kind of miss just like wilding out and going nuts for like your favorite performer. Now that people are loving it, but they're just like, oh, I want to make a little video and put it to prove that I was here.
So I'm getting yelled at by the comments. Stephanie wants to know, is there a bracket this week? I just want to touch on that. There is no bracket this week. However,
I was promised a bracket, Sims. You promised me a bracket.
Well, we're not doing a bracket. We're doing a trivia game.
We'll allow it.
I was going to say, though, even though there's no host, there's still like top 10s. It's just like the top 10 on Spotify or Apple Music. And then there is still the top 40, which Casey Kasem used to do back in the day. Like Ryan Seacrest does it now on Sundays on the radio. That still happens. Pop music is still
Younger kids
alive.
listen to the radio?
No, the olds do.
The radio, yeah.
The olds do. Okay, boomer.
Should we continue with music, or do you want to jump into TV? Or
Was there
I wanna do this
a
trivia
CD
contest.
or a tape that you guys would listen to over and over that you wore out?
At that point, it was CDRs. Like, I feel like that was Napster, LimeWire, Kazam, all those things. Like, just at that era of being able to download any music and burn it to a CD is sort of that's my high school remembrance, not necessarily tapes.
Yeah, that was mine too.
Exactly.
I bought a couple, but I didn't. Most of it was I would download albums or like full CDs and put them on a disc.
I remember there was a used CD store at my college campus, and I would buy CDs, rip them onto my hard drive, and then trade them in for another CD. I had a whole system, very unethical and illegal, worked out, but got like hundreds of albums that way.
Well, I think the audience is getting restless, and I think since they are, we should dive into a game.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And
can I grab a fresh Modelo?
Absolutely. And I apologize. I don't think we're going to be able to make it to the 9/11 topic tonight. We will get to that at a later show. But
I want to be on that 9/11 show.
We didn't even talk about Eminem.
There's a lot to do. We've already been going for an hour.
No, you're right. Let's dial it in.
Yeah, let's dial it in. Let's play a game. What's going on here? Where'd everyone go?
The 6 people watching are gonna get upset. Dylan went to get a beer. Vince just changed to the office.
I was just grabbing a beer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess Justin, what kind of hip hop were you into in the I guess 90s, 2000s?
Like way too gangster for any like white suburban teenage kid to be listening to. Definitely a lot of E40. I remember a guy called Spice One we were really into. Eminem for sure. We were into Eminem. That was the most pop we were into. Too Short.
Oh yeah.
I saw Too Short at a Vegas club once.
Did you hang out with him or just see him?
No, he was just
There he is.
performing. No, he performed
Okay.
at the club.
There you go. That was him. Was he short?
I think so.
I think so too. Yeah, a lot. I don't know. I don't really listen to hip hop anymore, which is weird. I made like a total shift and like don't listen to it really as much.
Now he listens to sad music.
I really like sad music. I really like.
Maroon 5.
No, like Iron and Wine. If you guys ever listen to Iron and Wine, it's one of my favorite bands.
I listen to Iron and Wine when I like to cry myself to sleep.
Yes. I went from like gangster rap to Iron and Wine. Really weird shift, but
Ooh.
Is that Iron and Wine?
I assume that's Too Short.
You got him.
Do you guys want to talk about Eminem? I don't know anything about. I eat M&Ms. I don't know anything about the rapper. Annabelle.
Sorry.
Oh, I was obsessed with Eminem.
Still is.
I used to draw his tattoos on myself.
Oh yeah.
The funny thing is, my first concert in '98 was Backstreet Boys with Samara, and it was super fun. And then in
Wait, time out. Samara went to concerts?
Yeah, she went to the Backstreet Boys with me. It was a snow day, Valentine's Day in New York.
Bullshit.
And then in '99, my second concert was the Up in Smoke tour, which was Dr. Dre, Exhibit, Snoop Dogg, and Eminem. And that's where I fell in love with Eminem. And ever since. And then the next concert I was supposed to see him at was the Anger Management tour with Limp Bizkit and Papa Roach. And we were at the venue when they canceled. Like, my mom had dropped us off, and luckily she heard it on the radio because there was no cell phones then. And she knew to turn around and pick us back up because they just last minute canceled the concert.
Why did they cancel?
Yeah, why was it canceled?
Because Fred Durst was having, he lost his voice. And I was like, I don't care.
Coronavirus.
I mean, I was a fan of Limp Bizkit at the time, but I was like, but really I'm here for Eminem, and everybody else can still go on.
Limp Bizkit was so
Awful. So bad.
They have I believe it's an album called something like Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the title of their album. That had to go through so many levels of their manager and then the record label to get approved, and they're like, yeah, Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
What I actually saw Eminem in concert with Dylan. He was there.
We saw episode 2, and then
we saw episode 2, and then we immediately
theater, and then went to Eminem
all in one night. Let's get to this game because I want the audience to be able to participate, and we don't want to bore them to death too much.
Yeah. It's past Patrick Duffy's bedtime.
It's past Patrick Duffy's bedtime. All right, we're gonna play a game. It's called a trivia game. It's pretty interesting. We're gonna have 3 different teams. The teams are gonna be pretty simple. They're gonna be Annabelle and Justin, Adam and Dylan, and Vince and
Adam.
Mike.
Do it, Dylan. You're my boy.
So, are we good?
We're good. Yeah.
Who wants to go first? We'll go ladies first. Justin, Annabelle.
Lady.
You got to pick a number between 1 and 20, and we're going to ask you a question. There's 4 categories: movies, music, television, and general. You both have 20 seconds, 15 to 20 seconds, to talk amongst yourselves to get the answer, and then you got to give me your final answer, and I'll try to keep score as well as Fat Mike did last week.
Dude, I kept amazing score. Don't start your shit.
I think you did an amazing job. as the winner of last week's show.
We're picking 6 as our number.
6. Okay. Movies. You ready? In 2004, this 2004 film, which I guess is like a little out of our range, but we're going to let that slide. This 2004 film involves characters ongoing a procedure to erase painful memories from the past.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
We're supposed to discuss, but yes.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Eternal Sunshine.
Ding, ding, ding. That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. Annabelle and Justin, 1 point on the board. Annabelle and Justin, who would you like to go next? Fat Mike and Vince or Dylan and Adam?
Dylan and Adam.
Dylan and Adam, would one of you like to pick a number 1 through 20?
You pick Dylan.
Let's go 9.
Yes.
Number
Good
9.
pick.
Television.
Hell yeah.
The NWO originally consisted of Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, and who else?
And Razor Ramon.
I think that's right.
Yeah, it's Diesel and Razor Ramon. What is Razor Ramon's real name?
I will tell you, he didn't go by Razor Ramon during this stint.
Well, we should just go with Razor Ramon, and someone can fact check.
Scott Hall and fuck. Was it just 3 people though in the beginning? Because
at the beginning it was just Scott Hall.
I didn't watch that WCW, but wasn't like Eric Bischoff.
15 seconds, guys.
All right, what's your final answer?
3.
I don't think I'm going to be able to get it.
I'm not going to get it.
And the answer was our comments, Kevin Nash.
Kevin
Nash?
Scott Hall is Razor Ramon. Kevin Nash is Diesel.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't remember Kevin Nash being the NWO.
Yeah, he was big.
Yeah, it's Diesel and Razor. They went from WWF to.
It was obviously
Duffy.
Oh, man.
All right.
Sorry I let everybody down with the wrestling.
I know. Dylan, this should be your wheelhouse.
I know.
All right, let's
I
go
feel
to
like
Fat
Diesel
Mike
should count though.
I think so.
Fat Mike and Vince, 1 through 20. Pick a number.
Mike, you want to pick?
No.
11.
11. Oh, this is general.
Ew.
In what year did President Clinton get impeached?
Fuck, are we supposed to remember that?
I feel like it was 97 or 98.
I have no idea. You got the wrong Jameson to do trivia.
When does it go with the baby?
Get your daughter out here.
No, not
Get Charlotte.
not nacho fry.
Charlotte. Nacho fries.
Get Nacho Fried Jameson out here. What do you say, Vince?
Gonna go 98.
98's correct.
Hey!
Wow. All right. Fat Mike and Vince on the board. All right, let's go back. Fat Mike and Vince, why don't you pick someone to go next? Either Adam and Dylan or Annabelle and Justin.
Give Adam and Dylan a chance to get on the board.
Yeah.
All right, Adam and Dylan. Why don't
Come
you
back, baby.
Adam, go for it, man.
2.
Number 2, this is movies.
Yes, here we go.
Which movie became the first to gross $1 billion at the box office in 1998?
Got to be Titanic.
Titanic. It's Titanic.
They're on the board.
Hell yeah. Don't call it a comeback.
Annabelle and Justin, pick a number.
Annabelle has graciously allowed me to pick the next number.
Nice.
I'm going to go with 7.
Number 7. Television. On which kids show did the character Pierre Escargot appear?
Oh, I know that.
I would be a total guess on it.
Looney Tunes?
That is incorrect. Does someone want to steal?
We do.
Right here. Right here.
That's not part of the game. Anyway, the answer is I lost my place.
Is it?
The
Is it
answer
all that?
It's all
Yes,
that.
it's all that.
Oh.
The guy who's still on SNL
Keenan,
played
yeah.
that character, I think. Keenan. Yeah.
All right, Fat Mike and Vince.
I was
pick
thinking
a
of the
number.
cat.
20.
23? That's not an option.
23.
20. You got General again. Another
God damn
year
it.
question. In what year did Survivor make its television debut?
Ooh.
How the fuck are we supposed to know this?
Aren't you on the show as an expert of the Millennium?
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, you know.
I mean, for some reason, 2001 sticking out in my head, but
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it was later, like that, at like late '90s, early 2000s.
all right, let's go 2001.
Wait, Fat Mike, you think it's late 90s, early 2000s?
No, not like
A decade.
94.
Vince
Yeah.
and Fat Mike, you take the lead with 2001.
It was 2001? Damn. I thought it was earlier.
2000. Oh.
Fat Mike's not doing anything.
Yeah, well, we know. All right, here we go. Dylan and Adam, pick a number.
1.
Number 1, television.
Good.
What was the show that preceded Saved by the Bell?
Hang Time? That was which Saved by the Bell? The
Sorry,
original?
which show preceded Saved by the Bell?
Oh, before. Which Saved by the Bell? The original one?
The original Saved by the Bell.
Isn't that late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah.
This is the wrong era.
Listen, don't question the host. Answer the question.
You asked some I Love
City
Lucy
guys.
trivia.
CITY, you can see why. These guys, streetwise, city guys. Something. That's my answer, city guys.
Adam?
I'm going to go with the original guess, Hang Time.
It's Good Morning, Miss Bliss,
Yeah.
What?
which I think was at the start of the mid to late 90s. Oh, wait. You're going to fact check right
I'm
now?
going to look it
Yeah.
up.
Early.
Fact check this.
All right.
New Twitter rules.
I'll kick everyone off. All right. Who's next? Annabelle, Justin?
Yeah, we'll go.
1988 was when
Yeah,
Good Morning
perfect.
Miss Bliss was on.
Watching Transformers then.
Well, all right. You guys want another question?
I do.
Should we give them another question?
No, they should have
It
known
was on
that.
from 1987 to 1989.
Annabelle.
Answer. Somebody
I
in
mean,
the
in their defense, I was 10 years behind.
Anya knew the answer.
Yeah. There was 4 people in the
Anya?
comments who knew the answer. I knew the answer.
Oh my god.
Anya said the answer in the comments 3 times.
City Guys was in 1997, so I feel like that should. And Hang Time was also around the same time.
But really, California Dreams came after Saved by the Bell. But
All right.
but
New
the point of
question.
this list was Zach Morris.
Yeah.
It was part of their franchise.
I guess
What
I'm
about
saying
Patrick
that,
Duffy?
yeah, whatever.
Patrick Duffy was in
He
it.
was in there, yeah.
Are you really going to argue on Sims TV? We'll give you another question. Pick a number, Dylan.
20,
It's already been taken.
19,
General. In what year was the iPod introduced to the world?
Dylan, let's talk this over. I think it was 2001.
That seemed. Yeah, sure. I have no you could convince me that any of those years are correct, but
It was 01 or 02. I remember my freshman year of college, the girl I had a crush on had the first generation iPod. So beautiful girl, good taste in technology. Let's go with 01.
01 it is.
And 01 is correctamundo.
Hell yeah, let's do
I'm
it.
just laughing at good taste in technology.
Good taste in technology.
Well, she has good taste in technology.
Yeah.
Can we do a? How do we do a high? Can we do a high five? How do we do that?
You got to go through Vince.
This way. Bam.
Connect it, Vince.
Oh, wait, hold on. Do it again.
Bam.
Right?
Ooh.
Good.
That was fancy. All right, Annabelle and Justin, pick a number.
18.
18. Television. What year did Seinfeld go off the air?
God, it's so easy.
Easy?
Yes.
What year did MASH go off the air, Justin and Annabelle?
Shut the fuck up.
Math, I believe, went off the air in 1983.
I think it was 1992.
Did Seinfeld go off the air?
No. Sorry.
Was
still talking about Math.
Seinfeld. I don't know. I used to watch it with my parents. Didn't get half the jokes. It was. I recently, because I realized I had never seen the last episode, I recently went back and read the Wikipedia summary of the last episode instead of watching it.
Probably better.
Yeah, good choice.
98. I'm going with 98.
98. That's correct.
Annabelle knows these things.
I just love how I actually tailored these questions to like each of you, but no one has got the questions. That's like, yeah.
Why don't you ask us a question that would be catered to us?
Why don't you get your own damn show there, Dylan?
Yeah, Dylan.
All right, Diz TV.
You can be on the Terica Hour that's coming up next.
All right, perfect.
All right,
Coming to you live from France.
live from France. All right, Fat Mike and Vince, pick a number.
8.
Number 8, music. Ooh, what was the name of the band Mark Hoppus, and Travis Barker formed after they left Blink-182?
Plus 44.
I want to say it was like, I might be confusing with another band. It was like Boxcar or something.
No, that was Tom DeLonge. It's plus 44.
Gotcha. Okay. Go
Final answer?
Yes.
Fat Mike bringing the points on the board.
Damn, Mike was confident.
That's the only question I was gonna know.
Because I did not know that one. So
I tailored that one towards Annabelle. All right, Dylan and Adam, pick a number.
Adam, what you got?
17.
Movies.
Here we go. You're gonna get
What
this.
comedy genius appeared in the movie Space Jam?
Oh, Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
All right,
I just watched it with my son 2 weeks ago, and he wanted to watch it again the other day, and he was so pissed it wasn't on Netflix anymore. And I said, "Do you want to watch the Jordan documentary? It's really good." And he's like, "I want Space Jam."
Would Bugs Bunny have also been accepted?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Bugs Bunny doesn't do anything funny in that movie.
Yeah, Wayne Knight would also not have been accepted.
That's true.
All
Larry
right,
Bird.
Justin and Annabelle, pick a number.
Larry Bird.
9.
9. It's already been taken.
Oh. 11.
Already been taken.
12.
12.
Fucked up our whole thing. We were really counting on
I need
9.
a grid.
In what year did Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back come out?
I believe you mentioned it earlier in the show, and it was 2001.
2001.
We both thought it was 2001 mentioned earlier in the show.
2001 is correct.
Nice.
I would not know that if you had this
Tied
number.
up. It's getting good.
Yeah, they were doing dry runs of the attack on the World Trade Center when we were watching Jay and Silent Bob.
Wow. Yeah, we finally got to talk about 9/11.
That's a fucking crazy way to think about that. We were at Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and there was
They were like wrapping up their flight class.
they were in Vegas partying.
Yeah.
All right, Dylan and Adam, you can choose between 16, 15, 14, 13, 10, 5, 4, 3.
Lucky 13.
Yeah, 13.
General, what year did Princess Diana die following a car crash in Paris?
Dylan, I think it's 1997, but what do you think?
I think it's probably 1997 because I have no frame of reference for that.
SIMS will go 97.
97's correct.
Hell yeah.
Here we go. I can't figure out which way to
Oh,
go.
wait.
Yeah, that's the way. Here we go. Bam.
Perfect.
Fat Mike and Vince, would you like 14, 15, 16, 10, 3, 4, or 5?
3.
Jeremy had a really funny comment about Princess Diana's death.
Let's hear it. Nothing funny about that.
Now we're taking off the air.
Well, nothing funny about that.
Number 3.
President.
Number 3. Music. Who sang the song "Closing Time" by Closing Time?
You almost said it.
It's Semisonic, right?
Yes. It's...
Correctamundo. Wow, this is it's all tied up. No, it's not tied up. Annabelle and Justin, you will tie it up right now.
If we get it right.
That's pressure.
Let's do number 10.
Number
If the game
10.
wasn't rigged.
In what year did Britney Spears make her TRL debut?
Ooh.
I leave it to you to answer this question. I have zero input to give you.
97?
Final answer?
Yes.
98. I'm sorry.
Oh, so close.
All right, Dylan and Adam, pick a number. 15, 16, 4 or 5.
4.
Sure.
Oh, 14's in there too.
Oh, well, let's go with 14 then.
Definitely 14.
I didn't know 14 was available.
14. Oh, here's the movie I was referencing. In 2001 film Almost Famous, what does William's mother want him to become?
Fuck.
Lawyer, doctor.
All of them.
Plastic salesman.
No. It's something like...
TV.
Does she want to be something like Atticus Finch or something like that?
The
I don't
question
know.
here, in the 2001 film Almost Famous, what does William's mother want him to become?
I'll say lawyer. I can't remember.
Dylan, you final answer?
Lawyer sounds perfect.
Lawyer's correct.
Damn.
Yeah, I thought it was like she wants him to be Atticus Finch.
Here we go. Here we go. Fist bump. Other way. Other way.
No. Okay.
Got it.
Gotta go into concussion protocol, Vince.
Fat Mike and Vince, are you ready?
Yep.
Number 15, 16, 4 or 5.
Can't decide.
This is the easy part.
No, this is a tough question.
You don't want to rush this.
If you
Take
choose
your
one.
time.
Number 5, General.
Jesus.
What does the initials JNCO, Jinko Gene, stand for?
Whoa.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I've got no clue.
Take a guess.
Jeans, not Corduroy's organization.
I hope that's it.
That's not it, but that would have been great. It's Judge None, Choose One.
Wow.
All right, Annabelle and Justin, number 5, number 15, or number 16?
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16 it is. Music. What's the name of the Killers' debut album from 2004?
Oh, this is easy.
Was the album called Mr. Brightside?
I think so.
You do think so?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said it was easy. Does that mean we're right?
Go for it.
I'm waiting for
Too
somebody,
easy.
I'm waiting for somebody to write Mr. Brightside in the comments. So I can
Mr. Brightside's too easy.
Oh, it was the real Slim Shady. We'll go with Mr. Brightside. We both went with that.
The correct answer is Hot Fuss.
Oh.
So easy.
It's okay. The game, we still have, well, we got 2 more questions.
Are we up?
Let's see.
Ready?
Matt, Mike, and Vince.
What numbers are up?
Is that my job? 15 and 5.
15.
Music. Which band had the best-selling album of 2000?
I mean, I don't know if they count as a band, but I would assume it's NSYNC.
They count as a band.
They
Yeah,
count.
why wouldn't they?
And
I mean, I just know they did crazy numbers on that album. I would say NSYNC.
Fat Mike, you want to say Boxcar Racer or something?
Plus 44.
No,
I think it was the Toadies.
Neither one of those. No.
The Toadies.
Toad. The answer is the Beatles won.
Oh, that's
There's a reason for
Trick question. All right. Dylan and Vince, you guys get the last question.
Me and Vince.
But
New
Dylan
team.
and Vince.
Was there a trade I didn't know about?
Yeah.
You got cut, Adam.
Pack your shit, Adam.
Oh, sorry, Dylan and Adam. Dylan and Adam. Sorry.
I got the lawyer question.
All right, here we go.
I think you've gotten most of the questions.
What was the butler on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's name?
Jesus.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, yeah.
You guys win.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. All right, I'm going to do it this time.
I know all the other questions.
1 pound, 1 slap.
There it is. Nice.
I just want to say that second place goes to Fat Mike and Vince. And unfortunately, our champs from last week, Annabelle and Justin, third place. They're living with John and Terica now in France.
Can't win them all.
Tough out there, guys.
Now
But we knew Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
You did know, which just got disqualified.
In late
No
80s,
game on.
early 90s.
Ridiculous question.
Next week's episode is 1950s trivia.
Yeah.
1950s trivia. Guys, this was a lot of fun. I think we should have an after party where we can continue this social experiment, not on a live stream. We've been going for an hour and 23 minutes. That's a lot. Does anyone have anything they want to add? Dylan.
Patrick Duffy.
Patrick Duffy. Vince.
It's the day.
If anyone cares, the first concert I ever went to was Wyclef.
Ooh.
Oh, did we skip you, Vince? I'm sorry.
We didn't care.
You'll never be invited back again. Adam, anything you want to add?
Yes, my first concert was also Weird Al Yankovic, and then
yeah.
I was probably like in 5th, 6th grade. Then in high school, I saw Bare Naked Ladies, like in 9th grade, when they were a hot band. So
You guys both had Weird Al Yankovic as your first concert? That's like so...
Mine technically wasn't first, but it was one of the first.
that was like the very first. I was 11 or 12 years old. I loved it.
And Stephanie, who's a fan of the show and always has great questions and comments, wants to know how many people own Jinkos?
Absolutely. I think
Just me? Oh, okay. Thank you.
I didn't wear.
Did not.
I had corduroy. I don't know if they were officially Jinkos, but they had the large.
I'm surprised not everybody had Jinkos. I thought that was an everybody had Jinkos.
I was not permitted.
Not
Did
for me.
anyone have the
Not allowed.
like khaki cargos that like zipped off into shorts? Like especially on the East Coast, like in the morning you go to school, it'd be cold, and then during the day it'd get hot, and you'd have to zip them off.
Yeah, I had those. Yeah.
My
Yeah,
wife,
those are cool.
like,
They're not cool.
that sounds stupid. And I'm like, it was, but it was sort of fashionable, and it was also very logical.
Yeah, you go to like Old Navy and get your cargo pants that zip off. It was awesome.
Exactly.
I was curious about that trend. People would get the jeans, like the really like the boot cut jeans, and they would cut the slit in the side. Do you guys remember that? Cutting a big slit in the side of your jeans.
Yes.
You did that.
I didn't do that, but it seemed like a weird trend.
I was doing some boot cut jeans in college.
Yeah, me
Not
too.
good.
Were you really?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Boot cut jeans with like soccer
That
shoes
was the thing. That was very
and like a track jacket.
Jeez.
Listening to Hot Fuss. It was-
Yeah.
If you want to write this down, here's tonight's after party. It's meet.google.com/VQR-GRNO-NO.
rolls right off the tongue.
Roll up the top.
Beaker Gurnernoy.
Put it in the comments.
Is it gone?
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it in the comments.
Okay, gotcha.
How Fat Mike will put it in the comments.
All right. Well, this was fun, guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
Put it
listen,
back up.
I'll end the
Put it
show,
back
buddy.
up. Put it back
Thank
up.
you guys for being on Diz TV, everybody.
Yeah, Dylan, thanks for hosting. Great show as always.
Really nice to see everybody. Hope everyone stays safe out there. That's all I got. Thank you to our producer, Fat Mike.
Go listen to some Newfound Glory.
Fat Mike's gonna share the. Did you share it, Fat Mike?
It's in there.
Oh, good. There it is. There's the Google link. You can copy and paste that for the after party. I hope everyone can come. I want to thank all of my guests, Justin and Annabelle, Adam, Vince, Dylan, and of course, Mr. Michael Jameson, who's always joining us every week, which we appreciate. Guys, I'll see you at the after party. I really appreciate this. This was a lot of fun. We'll do 1950s trivia next week. That's all I got for now, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sims TV. We'll see you later. Bye.